The rooster keeps following my wife.
God.
He loves you, honey. Ready to go for a hike?
Yeah.
Away from the rooster?
Yeah.
Dudes, we're gonna bring some stuff with us. A couple of knives that we need to sharpen. Actually, we have 3. And we're bringing our basic hand sharpening tools. The idea is to show you that you can get this done anywhere if you have some very basic tools. And we're gonna bring my Ruger American with me as well. 10-round mag in the rifle and an extra one in that little stock case there. Got our bag of refreshments, honey. Some adult refreshments will be coming with us on this hike.
Tracks.
I think we're going to use this spot right here to show you guys how we field sharpen our knives. We've got a nice little rock here the cowboy's standing on top of. A little flat surface we can use. Got a little bit of shade. So, what do you think, honey?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Cool, let's see what we got. Cowboy, move. Come on, a little closer, babe. We're gonna sharpen this Mora Kansbol today. It's got a Scandi and a flat grind, so it's a compound grind. We'll show you how to do that. We're gonna hit up the BK2 as well, since we kind of wailed on it the other day. Get that nice and sharp. And then Miss Efficient in the field is rocking a Becker BK18. Why don't you pull it out and show it to him real quick, babe? There you go. And we're gonna touch that one up as well. We obviously did not need to hike up here to show you guys this, but I'm trying to make a point. And the point is that with the right tools, you can sharpen your knives, your tomahawks, your axes, no matter where you are. And so these are the tools that we've used over the course of a number of years, with the exception of one, which is kind of new in a way. So yeah, we're gonna show you what we got here, how we get it done. And our sharpening kit has kind of turned into what it is, honey, because we have spent so much time on the road, right?
Yeah.
Lots and lots of time out in the boonies, and you don't want to have some table mounted sharpening system to get it done. You know, it's just not going to work for you if you're in a small vehicle and traveling constantly. And it's not going to work for you and shit at the fan if you have to bug out too. Keep that in mind. I'm parched. It's time for a refreshing beverage.
You want peach or peach?
I'll take a peach, I guess.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cowboy, are you having fun? You crazy guy.
Oh, and there's the little one. What a pretty spot. here's the sharpening kit we brought with us today. We've got this little work sharp. This thing has spent a lot of time with us on the road. The DC4 is new, but I had a DC6 that I used for a really long time. Picture the same stone, but about 40% of the size of this one. We've also got just some basic ceramic rods, and these obviously have had the hell used out of them as well. A lot of times that's all I use with a little bit of stropping. The strop, if I was going out in the field, like backpacking or camping with my wife, it would probably stay home, because I can strop with this. I can strop on the upper of my leather boot, and I also have a little mini strop here on the work sharp, so it's not entirely necessary. But because I use it so much at home, and I have brought it to the field with us before, I figured I'd bring it today. The Sharpie here, I brought this for those of you that are new to hand sharpening. There's a little trick you can use that's gonna kind of like steepen the learning curve for you and help you make sure that you're sharpening your knife at the correct angle. We're gonna start with the Mora Kansbol. You guys can see that this knife has a compound grind. It's a Scandi right here, but it turns into a flat grind. And on a Scandi, what you're really sharpening is the primary bevel. Oftentimes there is no secondary bevel right on the edge. I like to put a little tiny micro bevel on mine, but you don't need to. These are very easy for beginners to sharp, so if you're getting into hand sharpening, you might want to get a stone like a Fallkniven DC4 and start out with a Scandi. And let me show you guys the permanent marker trick. What we're going to do is take this, and I'm just going to run a little bit of ink right along the surface I'm going to be sharpening, okay? I'm not an artist, guys. Actually, I kind of am. I'm kind of not. I'm not a good drawer. Okay, so you can see that we got some ink on there. And what you want to do here is actually hold this knife steady on your leg, just like this. You're going to take this stone, and we're going to use the finer side. I don't need to remove a lot of material with the more gritty side, so we're just going to use this one. I'm going to place it on the knife, and what I'm going to do is push down right over this primary grind on the Scandi portion, and then I'm going to hold the stone like this, and I'm going to continue to apply pressure and try to stay at this same angle. And then I'm just going to make circular motions and work my way up the edge. Once you get that angle pretty good, you can remove that finger. And this DC4 is brand spanking new, so it is really doing the job, guys. And you're just gonna keep with that circular motion. Now we're gonna stop real quick. If you guys saw, I went from the bottom to the top, back down to the bottom, back up to the top. You just want to keep track, because you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now if you take a look at this, we can see that we've almost removed all of the permanent marker. And you can also see that we've got a little bit of metal that's beginning to accumulate towards the tip of the knife and on the edge. And that's what we're actually removing from the knife. All right, so we're just going to keep going till we got all this ink gone. And since I stopped up here, that's where we're going to start at again. So we went up and down 4 times. And then I spent a little more time on the Scandi portion. We're going to copy that on the other side of the knife. And now I'm not going to use permanent marker, guys, because I know what the deal is here.
Okay. So now you guys can see that metal that's accumulated here at the tip. The stone looks like it's seen no wear effectively. Let's just be careful. Wipe that stuff off. See what we got here. See that? That's it, pimps. Super simple to do. Like I said, those Scandis are the easiest. So let's do a knife that's going to be a little harder to get done. My wife's knife is dirty. Go figure. You gotta clean your knives. You gotta clean your knives before you sharpen them. So we're gonna use the good old spit method. That's where we're at with this today.
Here, we'll clean.
It's all right. My dad told me never lick a knife. I don't follow instructions very well.
I think you should have asked what I cut last.
What did you cut last?
I don't know.
Shit.
Does it taste like sheep?
No. My goodness. They taste kind of nasty. unless you're eating the meat. The good old spit method. See, guys. Handkerchiefs, man. Bandanas. Multi-purpose piece of everyday kit. This thing is so dull, I don't even need to worry about it cutting my bandana. There we go. Now we're ready to rock it. Okay, so like before, we're going to use the permanent marker again. Not that we have to. We're just going to color this entire edge. Just the bevel we're sharpening, guys. That's it. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and use our DC4 again. Now this sharpening stone is small. One of the things I liked about the DC6 was that it had a hole here and it had a hole here, and you could actually take a couple of screws with you to the field and use like a multi-tool and literally screw this thing down onto a log or something like that, and it wouldn't move around on you as much. So we're gonna see if we can get this done just like this. We're gonna just take a swipe and we're gonna look. Now you guys can see how it removed a little bit of that permanent marker, right? We're just gonna keep that angle. And what you want to do, guys, is what you're really doing is you're cutting kind of down into the stone. That's the motion. The knife is going to move along the surface of the stone, but you're really kind of cutting into it at this angle, right? Every edge, after hand sharpening them, they become their own thing. They're all going to end up convexed to a degree. So it's impossible for you to really hold this knife at exactly the same angle for every single swipe. And you really do want to convex your edge in the long term anyways, guys. So that's another reason I really prefer hand sharpening. Let's get after it. And you're really just using the weight of the knife. You can add a little bit of your own if you want to. Okay, now you can see what I'm not getting. And what I usually do with a knife is I'm going to make this look a little more drastic than how I actually do it. I'll usually start shallow and I'll slowly change this angle. I'll begin to come up more because that's going to convex that edge, right? And that's why you can see I've been holding a pretty steady angle. That's why I'm not hitting all of that permanent marker. And you want to count the strokes too, guys, because you want to use the same number of strokes on the other side of the knife. And you just look. You look where you're getting that permanent marker. You can see I've taken pretty much all of it off, but a little bit still right here at kind of a steeper angle. So I'm just going to spend a little more time right there. I don't actually need to sharpen that out. If I just consistently hold this knife the same way every time I sharpen it, it's going to convex the edge in a way where it's simple for me to sharpen the same knife over and over again. We're now going to do the other side. I'll speed through this for you guys. Now, this is going to be a little different, right? You can either teach yourself to do this left-handed. I don't do that. What I'm going to do is actually sharpen towards myself and just make sure my fingers are not above the edge of the stone so I don't cut myself. I'm actually going to take my thumb here and apply a little bit of pressure on the bottom side of the stone. And I'm not going to use permanent marker on this side. There we go. Could use a little more work. But what we're going to do now, guys, if you look at this edge here, you can see the abrasive marks from the gray side of the DC4. And this is my wife's knife. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my ceramic stones, and it's going to take those out. Those will cause a little bit of additional drag when you're cutting things. Now, this knife is now field sharp. I could spend a little more time here on the bottom, which I think I'm going to do first. It's field sharp though, guys. You could use this knife in the field right now, no problem. You could clean a fish. You could, you know, it's probably going to stay sharp through most of a buck. If you're going to clean a buck, you're probably going to start having a little bit of trouble towards the end with this 1095 Crovan and the edge it's got on it. But I'm going to go ahead and polish that up with a ceramic rod. We're going to start with this more abrasive ceramic stone. Then we're going to go to the white stone. And same concept, dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch sides. 2, 18, 19, 20. So I need to hold it at a little bit of a 2, 3, 4, 18, 19, 20. Remember, guys, whatever angles you were hitting using the more abrasive stone, you're going to have to do the same thing on the smoother stones to smooth out that entire convexed edge. It definitely takes more time to stay up on a convexed edge, especially one that's been kind of wailed on and not sharpened frequently, than a Scandi. Scandis are just going to be easier to get sharp, quick, easy, done. You're ready to rock it. But you really want to kind of stay up on your convexed edges more. All right. Okay. 1, 2. 18, 19, 20. And I'm going to get some swipes here where we're just cutting into that stone. Make sure that edge is nice and lined up just the way it needs to be. Popping hair. Bam, just like that, done. Now if we want to, we could strop it here. You just want to have a firm surface underneath. My leg's not really going to work. Maybe find a piece of wood out here. Or we can do this. We can take my boot. Just make sure you don't have any pebbles stuck in the end of your boot. We're going to use a different stone, well, different sharpening tool to do the BK2, just so you guys can see a variety of different things get used. And so what you have on this work sharp here is a high grit side. This is like a high grit diamond plate, a finer grit diamond plate, a ceramic rod, and a strop. Really a pretty cool idea. They're not very heavy as well. And we kind of wailed on this thing. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and start with the heavier grit, move to the finer grit, and then we're going to touch it up on the ceramic stone. Let's get it done. Just like the other knives, guys. And I'm not going to use the permanent marker on this one. I think you guys get the idea of how that works. We're just going to go ahead and start swiping it and go from there. Well, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a swipe and take a look at the knife and see what portion of the edge is being affected by the stone. We'll do 10 swipes, take a look at it. Okay. 20 swipes, and we're ready to go to the other side. Take a look. Take a look at both sides. One of the things you kind of want to do here with a knife that's more of an American grind, like a saber grind or a flat grind, is you want to look at both sides of your sharpened bevel, and you want them to be the same width. Okay, that's what you're looking for. If one side's that wide, you want the other side to be that wide as well. If one side's this wide and the other side is that wide, you have a problem. You're gonna have to spend more time on the side with the smaller bevel. That's gonna help you have a knife edge that's more consistent on both sides. All right, we're gonna switch over to the lower grit diamond plate side. Sounds much different, doesn't it? Running out of hair. So that's not bad right there. But let's hit it up with the ceramic rod. Oh yeah. Look at that. Hair popping now. Just popping it right off. I shaved my beard. Let's go ahead and strop it a little bit out here just so you guys can see how I would use this strop. And basically what you're going to do for the tip, work your way back down. This is on the polished side. I lost count. Usually what I'll do is I'll do 10 from the bottom to the top and 10 from the top back down to the bottom, and then switch sides, okay? Ten. 10. Then we flip it, and this doesn't take as much. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay, this baby is gonna be super sharp. Let's see, here's my arm. Look at that. Bam. Let's do it. One more swipe.
That's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it right there. It doesn't have to be super complex. If you're really, really new to it, use the permanent marker technique and just do a couple swipes, take a look at your edge, hold it up to the light, and see where you're removing the material. You have to remember too that when you initially purchase a knife, it has a V edge on it, unless it's like some kind of custom, okay? They're not gonna come with a convex edge, and you actually want to convex that edge over time. I'm gonna do more videos about knife grinds and how to convex your edges because guys, knives are literally gonna be part of the 20% that's gonna produce 80% of the results for you when shit hit the fan. They're gonna be big, big, big. You're no longer just wearing a folder in your pocket that you're gonna cut a cardboard box open with once a day, okay? You're gonna have to process all your own meat. It's gonna become a whole thing. So you really wanna become proficient at hand sharpening. I'm gonna leave it right there. Like the video, share it with someone that needs to learn how to hand sharpen. Guys, subscribe to the channel and comments down below. What are you guys using for your hand sharpening kit? We wanna know, inquiring minds wanna know, and let's make the comment section a resource for everybody, okay? That's it, guys. Hey, make sure you check out my Patreon link in the description as well if you like what I'm doing and you wanna see more content on there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.